Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. I'm Harry Donahue, outside the annual PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando, Florida. And for the next several weeks, Inside Golf will take you inside the merchandise show. We'll see what's new in product lines for golf in 2014. And we'll talk to some of the big personalities in the game of golf. We'll have Butch Harmon with us. Also, Marty Hackle. He's Mr. Fashion when it comes to golf. And some people from outside of golf who find themselves inside the merchandise show. Charlie Manuel's going to be joining us. Yeah, we'll talk to Charlie and what he gets out of the game of golf. And Pat Croce will be with us as well. Plus, Tony Leodora begins a new segment on traveling golfer. It's all coming up next on Inside Golf from the PGA Merchandise Show, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management, doing what counts. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Honey, what are all these cash rewards?
Stellar Checking with Smart Rewards. We earn cash on check card purchases and when we transfer money from our Stellar Checking into our savings account.
Cool. How should we spend them?
Stellar. Stellar.
Stellar!
Probably groceries.
Stellar Checking from Susquehanna Bank. Earn cash rewards whether you're spending or saving. Member FDIC.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
Well, when you're at the PGA Merchandise Show, you never know you're going to run into nothing but stars like Jack Conley and Mike Riley, who is, of course, the head professional at North Hills Country Club, who I see a lot. And Jack Conley is at North Hills as an ambassador to golf. But more importantly, or just as important, you are past president of the PGA of America. And Jack, you know, you've been coming to this show now how many years?
Oh, probably
since it started.
25, yeah.
And as one-time head of the PGA of America, your responsibilities were a little bit more intense?
Oh, yeah. When I was president, if you went up and down every aisle, it was 12 and a half miles. They figured that out one time. I came down to the show when we were in rooms at Disney. So it did progress to here, and it's so big, and it's great. The vendors love it.
I understand there's like 300 new exhibitors just this year.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible, and you always go by the new products to see what's going on there, and it's interesting. It's hard to think that some of the things you think of in everyday golf, somebody's producing now, so it's great.
Mike Riley, as a head professional, this is part and parcel of your winter schedule to come down here. What are you looking for, Mike, when you come to the merchandise show?
Well, it's my job to keep people on the golf course and playing well. So those 300 new exhibitors are exactly who I'm looking for. I'm looking for ways for my members to play better, play more, and have more fun. So I'm looking for new and innovative things, and I also take the opportunity to meet with my reps and get the inside scoop on the development of new product and golf balls so that I'm able to answer all the questions that come up during the season.
Give me a tip. Is there anything innovative that caught your eye? I don't know how long you've been here so far.
Well, I guess maybe it'd be a free advertisement. There's a company called Go Golf. And it's essentially a golf tracking device where you touch the club to a sensor you have, and it's a GPS, and it'll track your whole round of golf. And you can, over a course of the season, it'll tell you your proficiency off the tee, off the fairway, out of the bunk. It's really it's a pretty amazing device. So I'll be using that with some of my instruction this year to try to get my golfers to understand where they need to improve, because everybody seems to think they need to improve off the tee, and they spend a lot of time on the range. And I'm hoping that this will tell them what they really need to know is spend time chipping and putting.
Harry will be your first.
Absolutely. I need help off the tee, around the green, 100 yards out. Listen, well, is that Go Golf USGA sanctioned?
You know, they just partnered with the PGA of America, and I don't know that it would provide any. It doesn't actually give you any information on course.
Okay.
It's you touch the golf club. Each golf club has a sensor. You touch it to this thing. You hit the shot. You walk to your next one. You touch it to the thing. You hit the shot. And when you get done, you can look on your iPhone, your iPad. You can actually, I guess you could halfway through the round look on your iPhone because the data is automatic.
So it's the type of thing that you can look back and say, gee, what did I hit from this distance or something like that, and see how well you're doing, or unfortunately how not well you're doing.
Well, yeah, it also gives you a pretty realistic idea of your game. You might think you hit your driver 300 yards. Most guys do. But we all know they don't. So this will give you it gives you a nice gauge for every club, and that I think is very important. And one thing that golfers don't do enough of is really look every season into your golf bag to see how far you hit each club. Because you get older, things change. Do you still hit your 8-iron 155 yards? Maybe not.
Or in Jack's case, 175 yards.
Yeah, no, not quite. Not quite. I may even be the second client, Harry.
Listen, guys, good seeing you. I know you got a lot of responsibilities. You're going to do some mentoring this year
The past presidents do a mentoring with all the PGM students. We do that each year, and it's something I look forward to.
I'm going to try to hook up with the guys from Glen Eagles because they have the Ryder Cup trophy here at the merchandise show, and I know you've been involved in Ryder Cups from the past. I don't know, are you going to be going over to Scotland?
Yeah, I have to.
Oh,
As
Jack.
the past president, we have to. So
That's
as long
too
as
bad.
I can get off from Mike, I'm okay.
A lot to talk about.
Well, listen, when the U.S. wins, bring the Ryder Cup back to North Hills.
We will.
Okay. I know a few guys would like to drink out of that, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Myself included. Well, every time we come to the merchandise show, got to check in with Chet Walsh. Chet, of course, first of all, a great golfer at Philadelphia Country Club from a great family, a legacy of golfers. And just on your side, I guess you sell Yamaha golf carts.
I do. Most people think I don't work. All I do is play golf. That actually at the PGA Show, I work 3 days. This is the only 3 days of the year I work. I come down here, try and work from open to close each day because I'm supposed to play golf 362 days a year. So
I know what that's like. Chet, I got to find out what's new when it comes to Yamaha golf carts this year.
Yamaha has been promoting the electronic fuel injected car. It's a gasoline golf car that takes away the choke and the carburetor. For all those golfers out there that have struggled on those cold mornings and they kind of pull on that choke handle and the car doesn't go anywhere, this
Don't have to worry about it.
The electronic
Can we
fuel
take a
injection.
look at it?
Sure, it's right over here.
All right, here we go.
The big thing is underneath the seat here. Is you have this here, because the carburetor on the car these days, the carburetor car, you can't see it anymore anyway, it's under the air box, but what you have right here is the electronic fuel injection that it's already been in the technology of the Yamaha motorcycles, the jet skis, different things like that. So they finally brought the technology to the golf car. The big challenge is that return on investment. For an everyday golf course, that's the decision they have to make, is that extra money to pay for the electronic fuel injection is how soon are they going to get that money back? And that's one of those challenges that we have as the sales side. You got to present that to them and say, hey, this is how long it's going to take to get that back. But for your golfer, for the comfort, especially in cold weather, I've heard how many times over the years, I've been doing it 23 years. Hey, anyway, I can get that choke, to get that car to start a little quicker on the cold mornings.
You know what? I'm going to kick the tires.
You kick the
That's
tires,
what you do. Kenny, can you? There you go. Oh, yeah. Solid.
Picked them a couple years ago.
I did.
You did.
I did. Hey, before we leave, first of all, condolences on the loss of your dad, who, as you said, lived a fantastic life. I think the last time I saw your dad was at Pine Valley, and we talked a little bit. And he's responsible for his children and their love for the game of golf, and he's just going to be a big loss.
He, as I've been saying to everybody, I mean, he was a great man that lived a great life. He will be sorely missed, but never forgotten. We knew he touched a lot of people, but even more than we ever could have imagined. We had, I figured out I've already written roughly 100 thank you notes. My mom's already written about 200. We figured we had about 900 to 1,000 people. For a 91-year-old man, most of the time you figure there's nobody, he's 91. He outlived most of his buddies.
Yeah.
The only thing he got shortchanged on is he didn't live to 100. That was his goal. He always told us he was going to live to 100. He took care of himself.
And one of the great stories about your dad is how many times in the course of his lifetime did he shoot below his age?
We think the running number was about 362 to 367, but we never, it always moved. And then his other big accomplishment was how many different golf courses he played. He played over 600 different golf courses.
Amazing. He's almost up there with you now.
I don't know about that. So I haven't come close to that.
Thanks,
I'm getting
Chet.
there. Harry, thank you.
Stay with us. Plenty more coming up here on Inside Golf. We're going to be talking to Mr. Fashion, Marty Hackle. You know, it's not just women that want to look good out on the golf course. Marty Hackle is next, and a lot more from the PGA Merchandise Show on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
No doubt you've recognized Marty Hackle is here. Marty shows up at all the major events. Why not the PGA Merchandise Show talking fashion, Marty?
Yeah, why not, Harry? This is a great spot, and we're always seeing exciting things here at this time of year. It's a great show.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question. You know, are men now becoming more and more conscious of what they're wearing on the golf course?
Just watch the fellas that walk by here. They're all looking in and picking up every trick they can get. It looks to me like you've done a pretty good job, Harry.
Well, this was a Christmas present from my lovely wife, so I still rely on her because I don't have any problems picking out shades, but it's when I try to mix them, Marty.
Yeah.
What's the secret?
You know, the secret is you got to have fun, and you got to push the envelope just a little bit. So you can wear a little bit of color, but you have to have fun when you do it. If you stand in front of the mirror, Harry, for more than 10 seconds, go change.
That's the secret then.
That's it.
The
That's
litmus test,
formula.
10 second.
That's it. 10-second rule.
You know, the other thing about golf is, unlike basketball where everybody wears a uniform, or football, all the major sports, golf though, every week these guys are out there and they're getting paid a lot of money to wear whatever outfit they have on the golf course.
Isn't that great? And you know, Ralph Lauren has got some terrific players. I mean, is there anyone better dressed than Matteo Manassero or Luke Donald or
Tommy Watson,
Tom Watson or Davis Love? I mean, they've got a Jonathan Bird. They've got a great lineup.
Now, how did you get the title of being Mr. Styles and the fashion director for Golf Digest? I mean, what was it in your background that suddenly there you are, the preeminent guy when it comes to golf fashion?
Well, I was lucky enough to be in the right place, Harry, at the right time. My background was working in retail at Neiman Marcus and running some men's fashion companies, Alexander Julian. So I took sort of the one side and the other and put them together. And I've had the opportunity to work at Golf Digest for a bunch of years now. And it's great fun. And I get to meet people like you and people in this industry and the players. It's a kind of a dream come true.
Yeah, you're on the Golf Channel. We see you there regularly, and you look, by the way.
I don't want my company to know I'm having this much fun.
Okay, we won't tell them, okay? It's between us and that little lens there. But if we can pull back, Marty, I mean, you talk about like pushing it a little bit. Wow, you are sartorially splendid here with the socks, the pants, the vest.
Harry, never be funnier than your socks. That's my cardinal rule.
It's like the golf swing. It begins from the ground up, right?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's it. We're making fashion into a golf tip. I love it.
They always said 98% was how you looked, and you certainly live up to that rule. Marty, it's a pleasure.
Thanks. This was great fun. Nice to meet you.
Well, we have come across a new product line. It's called Game Golf. John McGuire is the founder and the CEO of Game Golf. And John, from the little bit I know about it, from spending some time here in your exhibition area, golfers can wear a little device strapped onto their belt, and they can track virtually every shot they hit over the course of 18 holes, download it, and see how far they're hitting their driver, where they're hitting their driver, where they're hitting every iron, and they're putting it. It gives you really almost instant feedback as to the round you just played.
Correct. That's right, Harry. So a good analogy that I've heard people here talking or saying that it's like shottling for the amateur golfer, except for it's very social. So, and you can't bring shottling home with you. So what it does, we have a little device that I've on my belt here. So this guy, and we have tags the size of a dime, and they fit into the top of your golf club handles. So
that's all part of the package that somebody would buy.
And the package is just there. So so we've got 18 tags, and we have the device. 14 tags for your clubs and 4 extra, you know, in case you have a second driver or another club that you like to use, or change in and out. So basically, you wear this. We know what course you're on. We know what club you're using, and we know your location on the course. That's the technology. And because we have over 30,000 golf courses mapped worldwide, when you just turn it on, there's no screens on it, so there's no technology getting in the way of the game here. It's been designed to be simple to use. We partnered with a guy called Yves Berhard. He's considered to be one of the top designers in the world. And the reason we did that was to create something that was fun, visual, and engaging. So we capture your distances of your clubs, because most amateur golfers under a club, you know, Lee Westwood said that to us, he's part of this as well. We capture your location on the golf course, and then we capture all your statistics, your greens in regulation, fairway accuracy, driving distance, you know, basically the tour stats for the amateur golfer.
And in this day of social media with Twitter and Facebook and everything, you can take that information and send it to somebody who's following you, right?
So what we've done is we've even integrated that even more tightly. So we have this thing called an activity feed, where when, Harry, if you use the device, if I use the device, let's say I go out Saturday, but we're following each other through the system. I go out Saturday, you might go out Wednesday. Well, when you go out Wednesday and maybe you outdrive me on hole number 2 at the same course, I'll get a notification to my phone saying Harry has just outdrove John. So it's very social like that. We've built it in. What we're doing is statistics. That's all dry data, so you got to bring it to life, and that's what we
make it fun.
Make it fun. That's the whole one of our values in the company is fun. So we're breathing, I think, freshness into the golf data, so that people can be involved in an experience that they love and extend it beyond the golf course.
Now, obviously, you're a golfer.
Yes.
But what other? I mean, how did you get this idea? What all of a sudden popped in your head to say, "Hey, this looks like it could be something that a lot of people would like"?
So I guess you have to know me then. So I've always been the guy that. So I'm a software engineer, but I'm also. I've worked with athletes on the mental side of performance. Nobody really.
You're like a Bob Vertella?
I've trained.
He's been on our show, so we're familiar with Dr. Bob.
Yeah. So the trick to all of that is to just make things simple, really. If you can make things simple for people, if you can make things fun for people, they'll do it all day long. I think 2006, 2007, I really started thinking about wearable technology and how that was going to create new categories and change things. And that is technology that people will start wearing on the body that collect data. Having come here for so many years and not being here myself, having been at 9:30 on the opening of the show, being on stage with Pete Bavacchia, the CEO of the PGA of America, being on stage with Mike McCarthy, the president of the Golf Channel, and Graham McDowell, and those entities announcing that they've partnered with Game Golf and they see it as the future of the sport. It was very much overwhelming, to be honest. It was fairly emotive. And
well, John, thanks for the history. Thanks for Game Golf. Thanks for joining us here on Inside Golf. And if I ever get hooked up with you, don't give me that tweet at 4 o'clock in the morning that, hey, I outdrove you on 18 at Pebble Beach.
Well, I'd say your game probably is better than my game, but...
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry.
Stay with us. There's plenty more to come from the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management.
Defining a target, realizing a dream. Susquehanna Bank can help you get your plans off the ground. Whether you're sending kids to college or doing something special for yourself. Susquehanna's financial advisors are worth talking to. We can help you find the smartest way to borrow money and save money in the process. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for dreamers like you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
American owned, family operated, 5 generations, fiercely focused on one thing, putting the best beer on the bar. Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
Welcome back to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management. We continue from the PGA Merchandise Show, and we're going to do a little traveling with our buddy, Tony Leodora. Tony, welcome back to Inside Golf. You're going to be on every month, and you're going to be traveling all around to some of the great golf resorts in the country and beyond.
Well, hopefully we'll be taking all of the viewers of Inside Golf with us, a traveling golfer, going to places like Jamaica, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, all over these exotic sites. Maybe it'll inspire them to go.
Why not? You know, you've been doing a lot of traveling when it comes to golf for your entire life. Are resorts getting better? Are the golf courses getting better? Is the whole package getting better?
The resorts are definitely getting better. They're getting, especially overseas, they're really getting the idea there that it's the entire experience, not just the golf course or not just the hotel. You got to put the whole package together to get the people to come and come back. Of course, they've gotten that from America. Now they've translated it to the Caribbean, Mexico, all of these places. Definitely a better experience.
Speaking of experiences, how is your experience here at the annual PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando?
It is the usual 3-day stress test of running from one end to the other, seeing all of these incredible products, 1,200 exhibitors here. This year, I see a little bit, again, of an uptick in enthusiasm.
Tony, always a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you wherever you go when it comes to golf. You're the man.
It's always great traveling with Inside Golf. Wow, what a place to relax and enjoy the view. Can you believe there's a golf course out there? As a matter of fact, 2 golf courses designed by Greg Norman, and I can't wait to have at 'em. We're overlooking the 10th green on the international course at Champions Gate. We've got Kenny Wynn, the director of golf, with us. And Kenny, well, Champions Gate, 12 years now it's been here. It really has developed into quite a property and quite a resort.
Yeah, it really has, Tony. Now that we've been open for 12 years, it's really become a mainstay in the Orlando area from a golf standpoint and just an overall resort standpoint with all the amenities that we have here.
You have a huge piece of property that's topographically pretty similar all the way through. You have the same architect, Greg Norman, designing the 2 different golf courses, the international and the national, but yet they're a little bit different.
Yeah, they really are. They're really 2 distinctively different golf courses. The international golf course, it very much has a links style and a links feel to it, and it's position golf. You really have to position your ball around the golf course. You have to be smart on what clubs you hit in certain shots to get the ball in the right position, to have the good approach into the greens.
The international, of course, as you said, is more of a links feel, and it's pretty wide open, so wind is going to be a big factor on the international, and as you say, that second shot, it's pretty demanding.
Well, exactly, and that's one of the things that really comes into play here at Champions Gate, because it is really, you're out here, it's you, the golf course, and nature. We don't have development around the golf course. It's you and the golf course. The wind always blows a little bit here, so that's always a factor, and especially on the international golf course, you really have to take that into consideration. The national golf course is much more of a parkland and traditional type course that requires you to shape the ball more. With dog legs right and left, it has a wide variety of holes. It has holes that are tree lined. It has holes that are kind of wide open, that are bunkered. So you get a wide variety of different holes on the national golf course, and it's not quite as penal around the green.
12 years, these are new golf courses, but that doesn't mean you haven't been tweaking them, especially on the national course?
Well, that's correct. We actually, this year, Tony, we added 2 new golf holes to the national golf course. The 10th and the 11th hole, a par 3 and a par 4, are brand new golf holes that just opened in September and have really enhanced that golf course. So we're very excited about the improvements made there, and Greg came out and did those 2 holes for us, and they came out spectacular. So we really encourage everybody to come back out and experience the national course again. And you know, Greg is, and and some of the top designers are very particular as to how their golf courses mature and are they maturing the right way. And they're always making little tweaks here and there, whether it be from a maintenance standpoint and where you cut the grass to maybe even reshaping some of the bunkers and greens and what have you. So you're constantly evolving.
The Greg Norman name, of course, appeals to a lot of people. And it brings up the image of the PGA Tour. When you go into the clubhouse, you feel a lot of that between the bags, the pictures, all of the things that are there.
Well, yeah, exactly, Tony. As you know, we hosted the father-son tournament for 6 years here, which was a great event. So we have a lot of tour players that have come through Champions Gate and have played Champions Gate, and we kind of like to say maybe call us home.
Sunsets on the clubhouse patio at Champions Gate are really special, especially once they strike up the band. This is an expansive property, thousands of acres, a virtual city that has been built around Champions Gate and is developing. That means that when somebody comes here, I guess there's no reason to leave. There's plenty to do here.
Well, that's exactly right, Tony. The resort itself is fantastic. We have 760 guest rooms. We have 50 villas. The pool area with the lazy river and all the amenities there are just outstanding. So you really don't have to go anywhere once you get on property here with the golf, with the resort. And if you haven't had enough golf during the day, you can play our lighted par 3 at night, the Champs 9, and work on your short game and enjoy golf from daylight to dark.
All right, that's for me. Cocktails till midnight, then golf till like 2 in the morning. Sounds perfect.
That works for me.
Free enterprise is the engine that drives our economy. Everyday businesses, big and small, work to make life better for their customers and a better life for themselves. Susquehanna knows successful businesses need a strong financial partner. Someone who can help keep your business running at peak efficiency. The people of Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for businesses like yours. Member FDIC.
When you step out, make sure you go all in. Because at Valley Forge Casino Resort, we're rolling out the action. And we'll bring it all to the table. So take us for a spin and go all in for the win. Valley Forge Casino Resort. It's safe, it's chic, and only a shuffle away from the main line.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management from the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando, Florida. But there's more to come next week as well. We'll be back here in Orlando to talk everything about golf and merchandise and how to make 2014 a better year for you and your golf game. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management.
Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Wealth Management, doing what counts. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.